Radio check. Perfect. Engine on.
This is much more than a race, and it's been one of the most enjoyable experiences of our racing careers.
It's not just about your team and your preparation, it's about all of the events.
To me, this is the pinnacle of motorsport.
Pour faire ce travail, on est des passionnés. C'est la course des courses.
There's just something special about this place. It is about the passion to be here, what it takes to be here, the sacrifice.
C'est une vraie fête. C'est la fête de notre sport, du sport automobile.
It means to be on the top of the motorsport.
On est 62 quoi. Chaque minute de bonheur, chaque truc magique, savoure-le.
Il faut apprendre le Mans, il faut l'avoir vécu et avoir aucune certitude.
Au Mans, tout peut échapper et on peut compromettre le travail de sa saison sur un coup de dé. Il me vient tout de suite à l'esprit une relation d'amour et de haine.
In order to finish first, you must first finish.
Keep going, racing, finishing. 62 teams and hundreds of women and men behind them preparing for a year now. They steer between the pitfalls of a tempestuous challenge where the line between triumph and shipwreck is very thin. It's the work of a lifetime that will be challenged every year. It's a race against time that one returns to without any guarantee of success, where the worst scenarios breed possible future victories.
On a un vrai déficit de victoires au Mans et notre compteur devrait être à 4 et on est à 1. C'est pas suffisant. Une victoire n'est pas suffisant pour l'équipe qui aurait sans doute mérité d'en avoir déjà plus. Donc on veut reproduire ça. Donc, et on sait que c'est aussi difficile cette année que l'année dernière. Il n'y a pas de Le Mans facile.
Title holder Toyota must confirm its superiority this year. Starting as the favorite does not exempt the manufacturer from hard work and preparation. The team hopes to be flawless.
It all comes to here. 1 year preparation, a lot of kilometers, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time thinking about this race. So it's time to do it now. We have a good opportunity. Let's see if the race comes to us. Yeah.
As the sole factory team lining up hybrid prototypes, the Japanese manufacturer will be leading the premier class LMP1s. Their reputation as an invincible armada forces respect and modesty from its closest rivals.
We go into the race feeling confident, looking forward to it, but knowing that if Toyota also have a perfect race, then they're going to be very difficult to beat. So we'll try to focus on ourselves and try to make sure that we make no mistakes.
On est plus concentré sur Rebellion parce on estime se battre à armes égales avec Rebellion. Toyota, c'est quand même un constructeur, c'est pas les mêmes moyens. On peut espérer un ennui de leur part pour pouvoir rivaliser, mais ça sera quand même compliqué, il faut être lucide.
At the top of international endurance, 4 pools get an equal trophy. At the other end of the performance spectrum, the GTE AM teams, mixing professionals and amateur racers, are also getting ready. And just like Toyota, the Dempsey Proton Racing team has a title to defend.
There's always somebody faster than you. There's always a car that's better than the car that you're driving, or you have that moment where everything is coming together for you. And people see you. You know, you're hidden behind the car, but the human element in the physical and emotional challenges of that somehow brings you together collectively. All through every category, there's something very special about that.
One of the things I really love about GTM is that we are racing a car that actually resembles a car you can buy and own and drive on the street. It may be one of the more open categories, although I think it's extremely competitive this year.
The LMP2 pool is also a mix of professional and amateur drivers. The smaller prototype class is just as exciting. These machines, very close in terms of performance, leave room for driving ability as well as strategy. The Russians with the Aurus, the Chinese from the Jackie Chang team, and so many more. The whole world has invited itself to the Champs-Élysées of endurance, and with them, the French and their Alpine.
Nous, on a concentré nos efforts sur une seule voiture avec le meilleur package technique, le meilleur package sportif pour être en mesure de répondre aux ambitions que la marque et que mon équipe a, c'est-à-dire jouer devant.
Prototypes and GTs will rub shoulders for the next 24 hours. Hired by manufacturers and driven exclusively by professionals, the GT Pro category shines with 6 prestigious constructors.
Sur la base de l'année passée et sur la base de qu'est-ce qu'on a vu, oui, on est tous très compétitifs. Les line-up des pilotes, c'est impressionnant.
I don't know who to call, and I think Ferrari is very. This morning I followed them in warm-up, and it's like that's faster than I've seen in top speed and everything. So
you can do the same lap times in your tracks. We know how much you funks everything. And after, at the end, if we have to do it, we do it. Yeah. I mean, we need it there for the last 6 hours, and then we tear it apart. But I agree. Deal. Sounds good.
It'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun. It's going to be a great battle.
It's going to be a very close battle, I think. I saw Doug last night, we were chatting about it.
Oh, yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be so close for everybody. Well done. Have a good one, all right?
All right, and you take
Cheers,
care.
guys.
All right.
We are all in the same boat. We just have a different paddle, okay? We can't move the boat forward without everybody paddling. And that means we need everybody. We need Porsche. We need Ferrari. We need Aston Martin. The more people you can get in the boat, the faster the boat goes. So animosity, absolutely not. Do we have a healthy rivalry? Yes, we do. We are good friends off the track, and we are great competitors on the track.
Siamo arrivati, c'era la vostra macchina vicino. C'era la vostra macchina vicino. Io ho fatto così. È rimasto un fermo immagine della telecamera, c'è dentro tutte le cose.
The racing companions meet up again. Some haven't seen each other for over a year.
Fingers crossed that there's no trips to Eduardo and everyone sees the finish. Yeah?
Bonne chance pour les prochaines 25 heures.
Mais oui.
Bam. Shit. Wax. En novembre.
Here comes the trophy, and it's a little buggy, you know.
There we go. You never see that.
That's what we're all looking for right there.
Yeah. But he's had it 3 times.
Yeah.
minute board on the grid. Please clear the grid. Under 1 minute to start the formation lap for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Start of the formation lap. We have started the formation lap for the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Behind the pace car, 62 beasts driving in formation are heading into 24 hours of unknown. On board, strict procedures have to be observed. Heating the tires and the brakes. Check the radios. Fine-tune the dials on the steering wheel. Start focusing and let the race submerge you, like a submarine progressively sinking into a world of silence.
Started the 87th edition of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The race has started.
The first few minutes at Le Mans are always notable. The noise level, the brutal accelerations, the multicolored procession that dances through the bends and elongates in the straights. Those few minutes are the premise to the next 24 hours where anything can happen, from worst to best, where everything will be put in place to go to the bitter end, tirelessly, sleeplessly, and unlimited. And nothing will stop the countdown that just started a few seconds ago. The compact trail of the LMP2s takes off like a rocket, as if the race would last a mere 24 minutes. The best drivers are on board. Maneuvering past the apexes is tense, but performed with stunning accuracy. Same deal for the GTE Pro, where the high-speed pack is a multicolored patchwork. Ford fights it out with Aston Martin to set a pace in the first few minutes. Four categories, 4 races, the craziness of endurance racing. Under the gazing eyes of Nathanael Berton and Thomas Laurent, 2 of the Rebellion team drivers, the LMP1s get into the swing of things. As forecasted, the SMP team is the main adversary of the Swiss squad. But the devil hides in the small print, and at Le Mans, aerodynamics is not one of them.
I think we've lost the dive plane on the front, on the left-hand side. The dive plane on the front, on the left-hand side. We're not vigilant.
And a nose change, full and a nose change. 325 to the box on standby. 325 to the box on standby.
Those few well-placed centimeters of carbon fiber have a tremendous influence on the car at high speed. Performance and safety were compromised.
Will you be okay for another 2 spins?
Toyota with Mike Conway at the wheel starts unraveling its strategy and dominates unconditionally for the moment. As is often in GTE Pro, there's no true domination, only uncertainties. The first pit stops do nothing to change that. Out here, you squabble for a few tenths of a second.
This weekend, 17 cars. I think any one of those cars could win the race. So how competitive that is. We cannot make a mistake. It's a 24-hour sprint race.
Diving up the inside of the BMW there.
As taking the opportunity to go in the gap created by the Dragon Speed car. Oh, touch side to side there. May have been three-way contact there. BMW, Ford, Corvette. Three fighting ferrets and a sack.
Four. That's the Porsche. Just waiting to see if they all go off in a big cloud of dust. I don't think they will.
Oh, a move
look
from
at
the
this
Corvette.
move.
Wow.
Wow, Oliver Gavin. There's a big set right there.
There you
wow. Yardley Hastings' finest.
In this game, one relies on the unraveling events on the track.
I have a piece of debris on track, in the middle of the track, in front of MP15. Pit entry is closed. 28 seconds to full course yellow.
The slightest incident can create chain reactions. The Porsche 88 gets caught by slower cars.
Car 88 slow, car 88 slow at MP10. We are picking up debris at the area of MP15. It seems to be more than we accounted for. Car 70, 70. Please go straight at the next chicane, otherwise you will lose your tire in the middle of the track.
I don't think people realize how much you suffer in a car. And they're truly great drivers know how to get through that mentally. And that's the thing that's really fascinating is how much effort is going on through the course of the 24-hour race, mentally and physically.
3, 2, 1. Green. Track is back to green.
In every class, the first pit stops enable us to get a better insight into hierarchy. In LMP2, the fight for the lead is tough. Duquesne Engineering's prototype takes the limelight and becomes a target to beat for the few in line, only a few paces behind. Selected at the last minute, the team enjoys these few moments of glory.
Tous les gens qui sont dans le box aujourd'hui sont là depuis la première course que le team Duquesne a réalisée. On a construit tout ça ensemble et on est là tous ensemble et en fait c'est ce côté qui est génial parce qu'en fait nous on n'a pas de briefing pour donner les objectifs. En fait les objectifs on les a dans le sang. Donc c'est simple. Le briefing est simple.
There he is.
Puncher.
Puncher.
Yep. Left front looks like.
Or suspension. The tire looks okay.
French driver trying to get back to the pits. He's already made one pit stop.
Yep.
So this will be a second stop for them.
But at Le Mans, destinies are fragile. From a flattering first position, the team drops to last in their category. All has to be reconquered. 3 hours into the race, and LMP1 sees rebellion in difficulty. A wheel nut seems to be the issue. André Lotterer, 3-time Le Mans winner, is at the wheel. From a virtual third place on the podium, they slip to 21st in the general ranking. And in hardship, a little humor is always good. Stoffel Vandoorne is racing Le Mans for the first time. He's joined his former McLaren teammate, Fernando Alonso. Their roads meet again, even though their respective stories are quite different. SMP is fighting at a distance for third place. Number 17 fuels up and changes driver first. Then it's the turn of the number 11, with Vandoorne taking over duty from the Russian Vitaly Petrov.
Overtake, so it's better like this. Anyway, the race is long, we still fine.
It's looking not bad.
Okay, thank you.
2 laps to go, and the gap is 40 seconds. And we will do driver change. Okay.
On the ex-Formula One driver list, Alonso is in a different race altogether. While his old pals are battling it out amongst each other, Alonso will get into a car that has been leading since the beginning. Le Mans title holder and leader of the Endurance World Championship, the Hidalgo does his first relay. He will drive into dusk. It takes a single image to understand the never-changing GTE situation. 6 hours into the race, constant pressure, every second spent on the limit. That's the only battle plan.
Anybody who thinks they have a race strategy at the 24 Hours of Le Mans hasn't been here before, okay? Because whatever strategy you might think put together, by about lap 3, that strategy is out the window.
Here also, everyone gets ready for a new refueling wave. Marcel Fessler is focused before being handed over the wheel of the 64 Corvette. Despite the intensity of the charge currently on track, time is taken to share a common passion.
Vous êtes acheté des casques?
Non, en fait, c'est les casques de papa quand tu prends la course.
Ah ouais. On est 4e, mais ça c'est la première place et ça c'est la 4e. Les voitures sont très proches.
Vous êtes meilleur la nuit ou le jour?
Ah, ça va dépendre. Je pense que tu as vu au début, on était 3e, on a monté premier. Et là, ben, pourvu qu'on soit proche de tout le monde, ça va être bien pour la suite.
Bon, avec 24 heures, vous avez le temps de la remonter. Hein.
Ouais, c'est ça.
C'est qui est dans la voiture, là?
Il y a Rockefeller, Mike, et puis Fessler.
(26 against 36). G-Drive versus Alpine. It's a little before 9 o'clock, 6 hours into the race, and both cars are creating a gap in LMP2.
Right on his tail, he got a run coming off of the 36 car was blocked by the Porsche a little bit.
If I was the 36, I would have tried to box him in a little bit there.
Excellent pass.
Ok, copie. D'après ce que dit Romain, on repartira pour un triple stint pour lui en médium. Triple stint en U7.
Je vois que la température est basse à cause de l'humidité. Peut-être on peut essayer les softs. À toi de voir. Moi, je ne sais pas quelle température il est dehors.
Il fait froid. Je pense que les softs peut être une bonne option. La piste est à 23 et la nuit va tomber. Donc pour moi, le soft est meilleur sur un triple stint à partir de maintenant.
Ok, ben alors en soft alors. Rien à perdre.
Ok, copie, on fait un tir-off. Un tir-off les gars, tir-off.
Duquesne Engineering has started its comeback from the Diable Vauvert. A class act. Romain Dumas is driving the car. A first-timer at Le Mans, the team took the right decision in hiring an experienced driver and former Le Mans winner. The last rays of light slowly disappear. Pit stops follow suit and the magical hour gets closer. Twilight, where perceptions change and cars perform at their best. Michael Aleshin will get behind the wheel of the SMP11 after Stoffel Vandoorne, ending his first relay.
Je pense que c'est un pilote qui est humble, justement, et qui est à l'écoute, qui est encore nouveau en endurance et qui a besoin de prendre de l'expérience et qui écoute.
Physiquement, t'as fait quoi, 2 heures et demie dans la voiture?
2 heures et quelques.
Ouais, par rapport à un Grand Prix des Freins, c'est pas plus dur ou c'est la même chose ou
c'est plus ou moins la même chose.
Dans la ligne droite, par exemple, tu te reposes un peu, t'as le temps de discuter avec ton team ou quoi?
Des fois, ouais, mais après, on passe beaucoup de voitures à gauche, à droite. Donc, ouais.
Ça, c'est gay.
Not always fun. Different experience levels on track, one of the key ingredients of endurance racing, can generate miscommunication on the circuit. Different objectives, understandings, driving experience and race management can cause a hiatus at any given moment. It's inevitable.
Safety car on track. Safety car on track.
Not Chris.
We just died. Are you okay?
Oh, it was a hard one. Yeah, sorry for that.
We need to go check him and see if he's okay, because he wasn't sounding good on the radio.
That's why I asked.
We need to go.
I had Brian.
Have you sent someone down there?
He's staying with medical.
It's a big blow for Marcel Fessler, physically, but mostly psychologically. Endurance may be a team sport, but he finds himself carrying the end of the adventure on his own shoulders. The entire 64 team see the dream of victory vaporize, along with the remaining sound of a reversing tow truck. Thomas Laurent has gained a respectable experience in Le Mans. He too will have to pay to learn a little more. At dusk, he goes on a hunt after the SMP running third on the general leaderboard.
Side by side through the Porsche curves. That is quite a pass by Thomas Laurent.
Now that is why that young man has just been signed by Toyota.
A blistering R13 and its driver have made mincemeat out of their adversaries, but dare not shout victory too soon. The Russian prototype stays within reach, just enough to maintain pressure for the podium. But just as faces at Rebellion start to relax a little...
Oh, dear me! No! How did that happen? Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh!
On ancrage, il dit la télévision pour l'ancrage. Oui, l'avant, elle a disparu. L'avant est disparu. Elle n'a même pas de phare. À mon avis, on fait un full course yellow petit.
Full course yellow at 21:06:30.
Il y a encore des morceaux de carrosserie sur la piste au 30, 31 ou 32.
I'm converting the full course yellow into safety car. I need to take heavy equipment down there, and I can only do that under safety car.
Le phare qui est sous le fond plat. Je sais pas s'ils sont pleins de piles, je crois. Le fond plat pas l'air d'avoir mal.
Slow zone 4 is in place. Now we are going to remove the safety cars from the track.
The crash is spectacular, but things still look on the up. The main concern at the moment is finding bonnets, having replaced the last one.
So sorry, guys. Sorry, you did an amazing job. Here. Tomorrow we'll get it back. You'll get it back.
On a monté le spare de la voiture 1, donc on pourra le rechanger sur un filonné.
Mais là, c'est la voiture à Harlequin. L'avantage d'une déco où tu sais pas trop ce qui tourne.
Tu ne fais pas la différence.
Tu mets tout
par contre, t'es pour l'arrêter, là.
On a tout bousillé, là. Là, à un moment, on va les arrêter parce qu'on va plus en avoir.
Hein? C'est cher en face avant, là. Celle-là, elle est pas réparable.
I said the race is over. Oh, yeah. When I saw it on the wall, I'm thinking that he's never come back here. When I arrived here and running, I see the car.
We broke the SMP with the front nose.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, they had to stop and fix the front nose. It will be okay.
Yeah, bro. You did a good job.
We will try a lot in the next couple.
I'm sure.
All circuit green, all circuit green.
Meanwhile at Toyota, the only uncertainty is traffic management. Always random, and more so when night falls. Alternating prudence and risk-taking is a necessary thing. Efficiency lies in the dosage of it all. On lap 106, the number 7 car takes the lead again.
On veut qu'il y ait vraiment une course entre les voitures. Tout ce qu'on leur demande, c'est de ne jamais s'accrocher et de ne jamais se mettre dans des situations où les deux voitures pourraient être éliminées en même temps. Et c'est ce genre de situation pour lesquelles on a développé un certain nombre de lignes directrices pour éviter les moments à très fort risque. Mais nos pilotes sont, pour toutes les courses, sans exception, libres de concourir et que le meilleur gagne.
At the top of the pecking order, the LMP1s overtake. Both predator and prey, the LMP2s must have eyes all around. Here and there, depending on strategy, duels see the light of day. IDEC against United for a potential return to the top 5. Or the 38 car from the Jackie Chang DC racing team having to deal with both SMPs now driving together and in the blinding lights not let Dragon Speed overtake to claim third place. At the same moment, a tug-of-war for leader is unfolding between Team G-Drive's Aurus and Signatech's Alpine. André Negrao against Jean-Éric Vergne, with a subtlety in this confrontation, a similar pit stop.
Battling SMP cars as up the inside goes Jean-Éric Vergne, and this will be for the lead in LMP2.
Fox Michelin Sport drive and change, and I confirm G-Drive will stop with you. Be careful for your stop.
On va jouer la gagne. On va tout faire pour gagner cette épreuve-là, et puis après on verra, quoi. On fait sa course. Si on fait du marquage à la culotte, on va faire des bêtises.
Be careful with your stop. G-Drive is here.
Oh dear.
That's okay, it's just because of the positioning. I think the bigger problem for G-Drive is the fact that they're all together.
Yeah.
And so therefore they've definitely got a pullback. And so the G-Drive car is it's just a little bit
wobbly.
Vergne stays behind the wheel as Nicolas Lapierre takes over from the Brazilian at Alpine. Both teams had fought for victory 12 months ago.
Ça va jouer sur des détails et la particularité de cette épreuve et de l'endurance, c'est que les mécanos ont un rôle vraiment actif pendant l'épreuve. Ils contribuent vraiment à la performance de la voiture et on le voit depuis le début. Les pilotes donnent le meilleur d'eux-mêmes et les mécanos de toutes les équipes qui sont devant également.
When I woke up tonight, well, when I woke up tonight, I said I'm gonna make somebody love me. Gonna make somebody love me. Yes, I know. It's you. So love me more.
post 33.
Now that nighttime is fully underway, a cloud of smoke puts the race director on alert. One of the official Aston Martins went off-road in the Porsche turns.
You have yellow flags at 33, yellow flags at 33.
It's a little over 12 o'clock. Alex Lynn, driving car 97, attempts to drive it back to the pits. The car has seen better days. The mechanics get to work. The car is damaged in several places. Bonnet and rear spoiler have to be changed. Bonnet fasteners have to be fixed. Everything happens under the eyes of the pit marshals, who monitor crew safety as well as race regulations.
We prefer to don't have the tapes, okay? It's not allowed because if you have to open the bonnet for marshal fire safety, so you have to fix it by other way.
Wow. Right, try bonnet first. Try bonnet. New bonnet.
You have a car out at 24, a car out at 24. Safety car.
And in those laws of average, the other Vantage, car 95, driven by Marco Sorensen, ends up in the gravel at Indianapolis. It's concerning as cars drive at their highest speed just before that particular braking point.
Oh, wow. That is a mighty fast accident.
Yes, it lost the rear on the way in.
Marco, radio check, radio check. Radio check, Marco, radio check. Are you okay?
And luckily, if Marco's not answering, it's simply because he is already out of the car. The absence of response is worrying, but the images reassure.
Marco's out the car. He's not coming back.
Karen helping 97. Yes, coming in.
It's the end of the race for car 95, as car 97 is on the verge of getting back in. After a 15-minute stop, the race is back on track. As Ferrari enters the pits, Porsche takes the opportunity to get in front as the 10th hour of race starts.
Can't believe how lucky he is. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Never mind, it's all good. We're extending our gap between P3, so we're all good. He'll be in either this lap or the next one. So 51 will pit either this lap or the next one.
On the virtual podium, James Calado's 51 is battling it out with the 911's 92 car of Michael Christensen and Nick Tandy's 93. Car 92 takes the lead momentarily, then loses it as the RSR refuels. Two major players in GTE-AM disappeared in this early hour. Aston Martin 98 and the Porsche 88 cars both went off-road, leaving others to fight over the final victory. Still in the race, Porsche Project Number 1, GMW's 488 Ferrari, Dempsey Proton Racing's 77 Porsche. And the Keating Motorsport Ford GT. In this early morning hour, Ben Keating, who's living a dream since the start, is at the wheel. He's on his last lap for the night. Jeroen Bleekmolen waits for him in the pit lane. The team can race to win.
I think he's living the dream for so many people, so many of his fans, our friends, family. It's just a little bit of a representation of a pinnacle sport.
The LMP1s in this series in this race are so much faster than the GTM cars. There are many places where they can sneak up on you without you even knowing it. And you know, there are so many blue flags out there, but it's happening so often that you tend to not rely on them anymore. We really feel like having a spotter gives us a competitive advantage. It's difficult to spot here because you're sitting in one place, using cameras from the corners and following the car around the track on a television for 24 hours. The hope is that it keeps us out of the garage, and that's a requirement. If you're going to win this race, you have to stay out of the garage.
Oh, and the 17 car is wrecked.
That's a big shot.
That's the end of their race.
I have a car out at MP33. Car 17 out at MP33. Safety car. We are under safety car.
That was strong. That was strong. Est-ce qu'on a lumière médicale dans la voiture? Demande à des commissaires de rien faire à la voiture, s'il te plaît.
At 1:26, Igor Orudzev goes out hard in the karting bend. The flashing blue light indicates the car has taken a severe blow.
Ces lumières médicales s'enclenchent quand la voiture a atteint le plus de 15 G et donc on n'a pas le droit d'y toucher tant que cette lumière est allumée.
Bon, il n'y arrivera pas. Non, on va réussir à finir.
Il s'enfilait. Ils sont s'enfilés. La voiture était difficile à connaître, vraiment difficile. Moi je disais à la radio, je me bats plus pour rester sur la piste que dans le chrono. Tout le temps pouvoir faire un chrono comme ça, c'est pas possible. C'est vrai, je pensais que c'est vrai que c'était mal pour moi.
Le Mans, à chaque fois on attend ça, on travaille pendant un an pour la course. C'est une course tellement importante pour tout le monde. Les mécanos, toute l'équipe se donne à fond, on prépare ça depuis des mois. Donc on va dire gâcher entre guillemets la course sur une sortie de route, c'est toujours rageant, mais ça l'est surtout pour Igor qui doit être voilà, très déçu.
He tried to ring me, I missed the call, and then he called David.
Yeah, and what he said?
He said that the medical light was on and he had to go to medical center.
So he was not allowed to restart?
He had to go to medical center. When the light is on, you have no choice.
The official retirement of car 17 will be recorded an hour later as the Ferrari 71 from the AF Corsa team.
Quel est le motif, Stéphane?
Moteur.
71?
Yes.
Abandon officiel 71, lumière 58, casse moteur. Ouais, vous pouvez fermer le box, donc en 71, box 46.
Il y a des moments down, des moments difficiles, des moments de stress, mais on cherche toujours de regarder la côté du moitié verre plein, pas la moitié verre vide. C'est l'essence qui nous fait travailler plus, qui nous fait tenir dur la nuit et quand il y a des difficultés.
Impossible to relax. Sleep is always shallow. Total rest is never a possibility. The mechanics of the 92 Porsche are at it since 4 in the morning. An exhaust issue has them all occupied. Fighting for the lead, the team slides away from the podium.
I never go to bed, I never sleep, and I just, the driver sleep, I don't, because, if you try sleeping and you come back, you've lost the rhythm. One of the things I do is is contribute to the strategy of the team and when we're going to come in and who and how and what the other guys are doing. And if you leave it, you lose that rhythm. It's like a living kind of organic thing, all these cars all doing what they're doing. And if you have an understanding of what's going on, then you can make good calls on when you should come or when you should take tires or what the other guys are doing. So I just think, or something in my mind says, if I take my eye off this, something will go wrong.
The end of the night at Le Mans. Yellowish glows. The incessant growls of engines go by. The end of the beginning and the beginning of the end.
I think this is really where the race will be won or lost this year, is the nighttime stints. All the fast guys will go in, all the teams will throw everything they have at it, and that's when the race is going to start.
If the race starts now, the Toyotas have a comfortable lead with 3 extra laps on the following rivals.
Ils vont trop vite pour nous.
Mais pourtant, elle est plus rapide sur ligne droite.
La rébellion?
Ouais.
Un tour, ça se fait pas que sur une ligne droite, c'est dans les virages on fait la différence en général. Et elle, c'est particulièrement à la sortie des virages. Avec 4 roues motrices et 1000 chevaux, il suffit de voir une caméra embarquée quand on suit la Toyota, mais on se fait pourrir. Ah ouais?
If we're completely open and honest, it's to be best of the rest. But we do know that anything can happen. It is a bit of a cliche, but it's true. And we saw at the last race at Spa-Francorchamps that one of the Toyotas had a technical problem and the privateer cars were ahead of them at the end of the race. So we have to be operating at our absolute best.
C'est énergisant. Ah, c'est le 3-2 interphone qui me donne ça.
Ouais, bon, t'as fait pipi dedans?
Ouais.
If we want a female lineup, they have to be strong. Otherwise, the play finish immediately because everybody can say yes, but they are here only because they are girls.
Raël Frey has just handed the driver's seat of the Kessel Ferrari.
Ils ont changé les plaquettes de frein quand tu conduisais. Je dois dire quelque chose de spécial à Sergio.
Ouais, c'est la merde.
C'est la merde à les chauffer. Pour les chauffer.
Non, pas pour le chauffer, pour faire du balance, parce que tu as vraiment des bites. You have a lot of bite on the front, but not on the rear. So you have to go back with the brake bias. I went backwards 3 turns, but still they bite a lot on the front. And then they get hot, and then they make a lot of noise. So you have to brake really, really smooth. It's not nice to brake right now. They need a little bit more time.
C'est la nuit qui est toujours un moment intéressant parce que tout devient calme d'un certain point de vue. Les gens qui restent dans les tribunes ou sont les de vrais passionnés parce que physiquement c'est une épreuve extrêmement difficile. Et là il y a une ambiance qui est peut-être encore plus exceptionnelle qu'elle n'est tout le reste du temps.
That endless moment in time where the sun stretches out on the horizon. The end of darkness. The worst, yet also the best moment of the race. For some, it's the instant where the body gives up and sends them to sleep. For others, it's a matter of getting back into the race, back into the hellish circle. Next to the track, life seems to appear once again. And it's also Sunday morning.
Au nom du Père et du Fils et du Saint-Esprit, la paix soit avec vous.
Oh, trouble for the 86. He's thrown a lot of gravel onto the racetrack.
Yellow flags at Indianapolis, MP 24-25.
Far from the Chapelle corner, somewhere between Indianapolis and Arnage, the unfortunate Golf Porsche opens up the traditional early morning race mishaps.
Oh!
Pastor Maldonado.
Pastor Maldonado has been pushing very hard.
Safety car on track. Safety car on track. Green. Track is back to green.
Fernando Alonso brings the number 8 car in. That will be a driver change.
Radio check.
Radio check.
Post 9 when you can. Post 9 when you can.
Well, it's fairly routine at Toyotas. They unveil the ideal scenario no one ever dared imagine in the Japanese team. Car 7 and 8 are in the lead, with a slight advantage to the first one, despite the cat-and-mouse game in the pit lane. At the helm of the GTEM, the Keating Ford is not well seated.
We have a spinner at Dunlop, Marshall post 3, car 85 in the gravel bed.
Zone.
Attends.
Ah, ça va le faire. Il est bien petit.
Okay, car back on track, Marshall post 3, back on green. Well done.
All I did was barely touch the brakes and I was backwards before I knew it. But the good news is I was backwards because I was pointed downhill. If I'd have gone straight in,
La voiture numéro 3.
Other handicap, this time regulatory, for the Rebellion car number 3.
Information to the pit lane, decision 109 from the stewards, car 3, 3-minute stop and hold penalty for tires rule violations.
Gustavo Menezes takes the penalty almost immediately.
Mais Justin dit non, moi c'est terminé, moi je veux passer en soft hot. Voilà, donc c'est pour ça qu'il faut que j'aille voir la CO pour leur dire, parce que moi ils m'ont dit il faut terminer tous les pneus prison. Donc je vais aller voir.
C'est un problème d'enregistrement de pneus. Les pneus doivent être, les numéros des pneus doivent être enregistrés avant le départ de la course. Il y a un pneu, et pour une raison indéterminée, qui n'est pas sur la liste qui a été communiquée. Et la pénalité, par contre, elle est dure, parce que 3 minutes au Mans, on a mis près de 18 heures pour pouvoir les gratter.
There he is.
Wow.
And so there he comes.
So the fight
Good
is on.
heavens. Yes, it is. And in fact, Stoffel Van Dorn gets it done and takes over 3rd position. So when the Rebellion car came into the pits, Van Dorn unlapped himself, and then that 3 minutes plus the slowing down and speeding up time to enter and exit the pits has meant that Van Dorn has now taken over 3rd place. So it's Toyota, SMP, and then the 2 Rebellions.
A ranking at 751 reveals a serious battle for 3rd place. That's if a bad omen does not hit the Swiss team.
Donc, toi, tu te mets au bocal, moi à la palette.
Il est au bocal.
Je vais la mettre au toi, au plongeur, et moi à la palette.
Gauche qui est abîmé. Juste à l'avant. Juste à l'avant, tout petit peu là.
Le problème, c'est qu'on n'a pas pu expliquer à Gustavo ce qui s'est passé. Il s'est retrouvé tout d'un coup bloqué pour 3 minutes et il n'a pas pu, il n'a pas compris et donc ça lui a mis un coup de pression, je dirais normal, acceptable.
Remember, as night fell, Duquesne Engineering was being challenged by United Autosport. And here, we have a typical Le Mans situation. Come morning, both teams are still at it for the honorary title. TDS battling it out with Panis Barthez competition amongst the GT traffic. In the lead of the category and in front of the 38 Jackie Chang DC racing car, Alpine and Oris have not yet managed to settle scores, and this with only 7 hours to go. The French are 1 lap behind the Russians, but not enough to be home free, especially at Le Mans.
G-Drive a un problème. Stay focus. Stay focus.
Est-ce que t'as du bouchon qui sort?
Non.
T'es un rat?
Ouais, je suis un rat. Il faut enlever la cosse et remettre.
Ah,
est-ce que le power est coupé?
Ouais, non, mais on a coupé la batterie. Elle est débranchée, la batterie.
Ok Pierre, je te confirme, on est bien à la course, ok? Continue sur la même lancée.
Minute after minute, Team G-Drive falls from the top of the mountain. Le Mans can be very cruel. Victory will now play itself between Signatech and the Chinese team.
C'est eux qu'il faut qu'ils aient une merde, parce qu'à la limite, G-Drive.
When car 26 leaves the pit lane, it's nowhere to be seen on the board.
Je ne sais pas quoi dire, je ne sais pas ce qui s'est passé sur la voiture exactement. Ça fait partie du Mans, ça doit être ça. Les hauts et les bas, je pense que la course est terminée maintenant, donc un moment difficile. Il ne reste plus rien, on doit être 4 tours ou 5 tours derrière, il n'y a plus rien à faire. Donc, comme ça, c'est Le Mans, ça peut être cruel parfois.
If you can't reflect, you're better off being fatalistic, especially seeing how unfair racing can be. Fighting it out for the top 5 and maybe a little more, the rookies from Duquesne Engineering are having an incredible race, especially looking back at their chaotic beginning.
La crevaison hier nous a bien plombé la course. Maintenant, ça fait partie de la course. Après, c'est la première fois pour l'équipe, pour tous les mécanos, etc. Donc, jusqu'à là, ça se passe. On a maintenant une petite alerte au moteur. Donc, bon, on est de nouveau un petit peu stressé. Sinon, tout se passe globalement bien.
It can be several things that can. So it could be the marshal, the button. It can be the fuel hatch switch. Okay, so the fuel hatch switch that will kill the injectors. The legs, the air jacks that will kill the injectors.
Et de nouveau, il faut plus. Ça revient. Copie. Ça arrive à nouveau sur la gauche du volant, mode 7 et acknowledge. Et box à la fin du tour.
Pierre Rag gets called into the pits for the changeover with Romain Dumas. Until now, all is well. GT Pro remains true to itself. As we get to the race's epilogue on the 20th hour, Corvette takes advantage over the 51 Ferrari's pit stop and jumps into the lead. The top three are a mere 45 seconds apart. Behind the Americans and Italians lie the Germans with Porsche. The pressure is constant for the leaders, though none have been really menacing in the last few hours. In fact, both the Porsche and the Corvette will have a pit stop coming up.
Adesso siamo secondi. Siamo secondi abbastanza distanza, 30 secondi cioè la Corvette ha un pit stop in meno. Adesso proviamo a vedere se riusciamo a spingere di più.
Potessi spingere sull'anteriore, che non posso spingere così, lo finisco. Io guido così.
Il faut être honnête. On veut des pilotes pros, on veut des chevals arabes, mais on sait bien que les pilotes professionnels qui poussent 100%, ils doivent prendre des risques.
Has he hit the wall?
No.
They fell forward.
Oh, yes!
Yes, bashed the wall with the nose of the car. So he's hit the inside curb on the left. Now the battle is who's going to finish second.
Which of the two Porsches, you mean, that are nose to tail,
Exactly.
1.8 seconds apart?
Excellent question, gentlemen. Yes, a few seconds separate Richard Lietz's 91 and Nick Tandy's 93 Porsches. Behind trail 4 Fords, unable to take part in the fight for victory. .11:33, Nick de Vries, driving Racing Team Netherlands Dallara, has to deal with a slow puncher.
Car 29 stopped at MP25 in the gravel, hit the tire barrier. Car 29 is on track. Car 29 is on track.
This might be the last time we see this car moving, but look at the boys. Come on, they're going, get him here. Go to Van der Gaard in the background. There's Fritz van Aert.
The prototype is in pitiful state. Everyone tries to lend a hand under the worried eyes of a team of drivers, desperately wanting to finish the race.
You are a passenger and you see the wall coming and it's all out of your control. But honestly, I thought the impact would have been more painful. I'm okay. For me, heroes are winners, and today we are survivors.
I thought it's over. So, we've been fighting for 10th position, and but now that's all gone. But now we're gonna fight for finish. So, and to be honest, this time it feels better.
The AM category already knows the podium finishers. GMW's Ferrari is third. Team Project One's Porsche is second. While victory seems all set for the Ford GT of Keating Motorsport. Ferrari 83 from the Kessel team is on the verge of finishing its fourth 24 hours. It's the last relay for Michelle Gatting. Of a mere 23 female teams to have ever taken part in the 24-hour race, 12 have actually finished it since 1923.
We try to be very professional, but also we take care of the human side. And this is the reason because our attitude is to be a family.
Puncher for the 7 lead Toyota.
Oh boy.
Drama, drama, drama. Here comes the number 11 car.
Did change tyres?
They did change one tyre.
They just did one tyre?
Yes.
Yeah, they just did the right front.
Drive maintenance factor still. It should disappear when the reading is coming from the sensor. Are you sure? You have less than 1 bar in the tire, less than 1 bar. Come back slowly, come back slowly.
The leading car, it is indeed slow. What has happened here? Oh dear, oh dear.
Bother.
Well, it's an overused phrase, but bitter call again for Toyota. 165 trap speed for the 7 car, 315 for the number 8 car.
Car 7 has a problem apparently.
On a préparé le team à des phénomènes un petit peu, à des activités, à des problèmes inhabituels ou inattendus. On peut penser, on peut espérer que même si un problème nous arrive qui n'a pas été listé, le team sait maintenant mieux gérer un problème inattendu.
There's the number 7 car peeling off to the right into the pit lane. In a moment he will come.
Wow.
And number 8 takes the lead with an hour and counting.
Why did they only change one tyre? I have a feeling it just came in, it's on his out lap, and he had a puncture. And I don't understand why they just didn't do all 4 tyres.
Because the tyre pressure monitoring system would only say it was that right front. And so therefore they would just change the 1 tyre, believing 100% in the tyre pressure monitoring system, as opposed to a little bit of old school, looking at it and think, we've got a 3-minute lead. Yeah. Why don't we just do them all?
Man, again, the factor, again. There is something wrong. No, Jose, everything okay, Jose. I'm not sure what to tell you, but it's 49 minutes ago, so it's not finished. Let's be pushing.
With a dozen minutes to finish, nothing seems in harm's way for Toyota, certain of a double podium. Nevertheless, the dominating number 7 over number 8 cannot bear a fruitful, colourful finish. It's impossible to make up the distance at such short notice. Impossible to run the risk of putting the cars in their initial order.
I should be careful, I need to push. Just keep normal pace, We will keep you updated. I'm not so sure about the situation. At the moment we have a lead, but there are some discussions ongoing.
Avoid disruption. The fear of destabilizing the entire construction. The drivers stick to their system. Traffic is taken care of. Both cars drive like clockwork. Putting in place a new strategy for the finishing line is a complex procedure and represents a genuine risk. A faulty message, a misunderstood instruction, a missed opportunity as a result of an improvised ending.
Okay, no risk, Kazuki, no risk, just normal running. Copy.
In that case, just drop it. There's no justice in sports. That's what renders it even more beautiful to watch, but certainly not to experience, evidently. Fully aware of the opportunity bestowed upon them, Sébastien Buemi and Fernando Alonso get ready to welcome, in front of their stand, Kazuki Nakajima, who after going through hell so many times out there, surely deserves a second helping of paradise.
Good job, Kazuki. Good job, everyone, and should be deserved by car 7. Good job, everyone. Okay, Jose, check the flag. I'm proud of you guys, but I'm sorry for the end.
Not much to say, really. I mean, our race to win, really. And yeah, to get a shit puncher at the end is, yeah, just a...
There's no consolation in the second place?
Means nothing at this race.
World champions and winners of the Le Mans 24 Hours 2019 edition, Sébastien Buemi, Fernando Alonso and Kazuki Nakajima. Toyota winning this 87th edition is all that will remain in the history books. The drivers still cannot believe their fate as they step onto the podium. Let's talk of the Ferrari AF Corse 51 of Calado Pierguidi and Sea. 70 years after its first victory, Ferrari wins Le Mans.
We had a wonderful race with no mistake. Nothing was wrong in the pit, in the car, in the driving style, so it was really a wonderful race. Real deserved for Ferrari, of course, and the three drivers.
Bring it home, world champions! Fuck yeah! Wow! Well, that feels good. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you.
Porsche, already titled in the Constructors' Championship, have 92 car driven by Michael Christensen and Kevin Estre win the world title after the WEC Super Season.
T'as gagné le Mans, on est champion du monde. Yes. C'est machine. Jamais tombé en bas. C'est la première course. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, elle est jamais tombée en bas. Bravo à tous.
On a vécu ça de l'intérieur, et donc tout le monde va chialer comme des gamins, mais ça c'est génial parce que c'est ce qu'on attend quelque part. Et on va se faire des bisous, ça aussi, ça c'est obligé. Puis après, on va décider qui va aller sur le podium. Alors les pilotes c'est évident, mais qui va représenter l'équipe? On va s'arroser de champagne et puis on va faire un peu la fête, pas beaucoup parce qu'on va s'effondrer rapidement de fatigue. Et puis le lendemain, on aura une petite dépression, ça c'est classique aussi, parce qu'on aura tellement concentré d'énergie, d'attention pendant presque toute une année sur cette épreuve-là. Et puis cette super saison aura été particulièrement longue, qu'on va avoir un petit moment de dépression, mais voilà, on va refaire des choses naturelles, on va aller faire le marché avec ses enfants et on va se remettre à penser à la course suivante très rapidement.
On the highest step, Ben Keating is soaking up his dream along with co-drivers Jeroen Bleekmolen and Felipe Fraga. But the following day, the team will be disqualified for violations during refueling. Team Project One takes the #1 spot.
The race was very tough, very sad in the end, yeah, Le Mans is always tough.
Je veux demander un applause pour la voiture 7 parce qu'il mérite de gagner la course.
The meanders of good fortune, the freaky nature of luck. Call it whatever you like. Le Mans is cruel, unforgiving, and sometimes lawless. Yes, but legends are born out of it. It forges the women and men who come to challenge it. It forces modesty upon oneself to be faced with such a myth. A myth that will honor he who lasts and crush he who fails. And everyone dreams of competing here one day.